What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Alain Ghiai, CEO and Director of Sekur Private Data. How are you doing today, Alain?
Hi, Aaron. Doing great, and hi to everyone who's watching us.
Yeah, I'm excited to have you back. It hasn't been too long, just about a month. So can you start by giving us an update on Sekur Private Data and telling us everything that you've been up to since we last spoke?
Sure. So we had a lot happening. First of all, we launched Latin America and Central America. We're launching this month. We also had an upgrade in quotation and listing in the US on the OTCQX. That happened about a week plus ago. That's a huge thing because the requirements are very stringent. You need a certain operational history, certain assets, things like that. And that takes you a step closer potentially to a NASDAQ listing if that's what you're looking for. We also raised some money, about $812,000 at 35 cents with a full warrant at 70 cents for 2 years. And that fundraise closed on April 19. This was basically a few shareholders that missed the previous one, so we made a bit of an exception. It was actually oversubscribed and we had to really stop it at a hard date. We're working on some new product launch. We have chat by invite, which is basically a way to text someone with an SMS and have them chat with you on Secure Messenger. So that's coming up soon. So we've been quite busy. I was in New York myself. I'm going back there as well soon, talking to our investment banks because we have basically started, we engaged a bank to try to file for NASDAQ listing soon. Of course, it doesn't mean we're going to get accepted, but basically the process is there.
Wow, you guys have been up to quite a lot of things over the last month or so. So, the company recently announced, like you said, they've upgraded to the OTCQX best market from the OTCQB venture market. Congratulations. I know it's a milestone. And, what does this mean for the company moving forward?
Well, it means greater liquidity down the road. Of course, this market is extremely choppy right now, but we always look at things long term. It gives us the possibility, as we file to go to NASDAQ, a lot of the requirements are checked out when you are already on QX. So that saves us and NASDAQ a lot of time in due diligence. So that's a huge thing. And also it attracts a lot more international investors that want to buy in US dollar. Because in the QX, you have to have a minimum operational history and minimum hard asset. Whereas in QB, you could be a shell. It's nice, but it's not like the QX. So it brings a lot more possibility for shareholder liquidity, increased exposure, and we're one step closer to that NASDAQ requirement.
Oh, definitely. That's a great milestone. So like you said, you recently raised 812,000 Canadian dollars. Can you tell us more about the raise? What are you using it for? I know you said it was previous shareholders that didn't get in on the last round.
Yes, so we disclosed that it's basically, we're launching a new email application mid to late June. And we're going to use some of that money to really do a big push in the marketing of the email application. And the rest will go for general purpose of the company, including marketing our general secure product. I want to give a big push for the email app, which is going to be a big thing because it's going to be something where people don't have to configure their account or do anything, just download and click, and then they have the secure send feature that they can use. And all of this for $7 a month or $70 a year US, which is cheap. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to use some of that money to start pushing to SMB and businesses. After the summer, we launched business services. We're tweaking a few things. So that money, we wanted to raise just cap it at $500,000. We had over $1 million in demand, but we just had to stop under 19 because after that is when we start the process with our investment bank to create all the paperwork to go and file for SEC. So, you can't do a private placement when you're in the middle of a offering like that to go to NASDAQ.
No, that totally makes sense. So how has subscription growth been then for the business? Did you see any slowdowns recently with all this volatility or?
No, and I want to get back to that raise, by the way. So we do have in Canadian dollar about $7.2 million. So it's not like we raised 800 because we were very short of cash. There was just a lot of demand, and in this market, if you have demand, you take it when the price actually wasn't trading below 35 cents. So we raised at 20% above market, which was kind of a miracle in this market. So I just wanted to point that out. As far as the business, no, it's a recession-proof business. In fact, our month to date in May, the new subscribers are up over 50% compared to the same period in April. And our recurring revenue, our monthly recurring revenue, is going up on average 5 to 7% every month. So no, subscribers are coming. Business is good. We haven't done the big push yet. We want to do a big push towards the end of the summer and after the summer. And that's when we'll go to businesses as well.
Yeah, those are exciting times ahead. So cybersecurity is one of the world's fastest growing investment opportunities in the marketplace today. Could you tell us a little bit more about that and why that is?
Yeah, it's, hackers make money from stealing our data, and big tech makes money from supposedly legally stealing our data because we kind of give them permission to give away all our data. And that whole thing prevents really high security and privacy. And that's why the hackers can get in for very easily. It's a big business. You know, you have hundreds of millions of credit cards, bank records, medical records, people's habits, and so forth. There's a value for that. And the more data we create, which we do every day, more and more data, the more there's basically assets for these hackers to take. Now we're entering, so there was tax season, March and April. So there's a lot going on financially. There will be a lot of mortgage refinancing in Canada and the US as rates go up. Mm-hmm. There'll be a lot of financial data that is going to go all over the internet. So there's a spike. I foresee a major spike in hacks. And then you have US elections, the midterm election in November. So there's going to be increased activity. It's about, officially there's different numbers, but today I saw an article on thethreatpost.com, which is a website that talks about these things. The business email compromise, the business hack, is a $43 billion headache for the feds in the US. The general cybersecurity business is about 200 billion US. Some people put it at half a trillion, but there's definitely studies that show that every year is costing the global economy over $6 trillion of real damage and loss of opportunity and productivity. So in fact, in the stock markets, you know, these days there's a lot of, you know, up and down activity. And the sectors, the two sectors that are still very in demand are energy, obviously, the only sector that's after all the drop, but you know, and technology. So technology is always in the forefront. Cybersecurity is a big pie of it, and that's why it's always going to stay. You know, we're not going to stop using our phone and our computers.
No, exactly. So with all the volatility in the marketplace today, will you need to raise any more funds, and like, have you been affected at all?
No, in fact, as I mentioned, we were happily surprised that we raised more than what we wanted. At that time, the stock was trading 20% below the offering. It's been hovering up and down. We don't need more cash to get to profitability. However, if we get accepted to a NASDAQ uplisting, it does come with quite a bit of funding. And at that time, the board will decide how much we'll take, what price, etc. But even if that doesn't happen, we have enough cash, we have no debt. Our auditors have removed the going concern clause in our audit of 2021. So we have plenty of cash to take it to profitability. And thank God we have no debt. We've always refused convertibles and debt of any sort. So we have the cash to take this through. It's a matter of how fast we want to take it through. If you put more cash, it's like adding more super fuel to the business. But if not, we can kind of coast it and be profitable. I should mention that operationally, that means without adding marketing money to acquire new customers, operationally, we should be profitable by Q1 or before of, so Q1 2023, or probably by December 2022. which means that with the user base that we will gain by then, we can run the company. Of course, we do want to put more money into the business to acquire more customers. So that's the name of the game until you really reach enough profitability. Probably a year from now, you're at a point that you're starting to make profits even when you add so much money into marketing. But there's no danger of us like having an issue raising money. We don't need to raise more money, and we're luckily in a very good position because we raised a lot of money last year.
Yeah, that's reassuring in these times because not a lot of companies can say that. So congratulations. Where should investors go for more information about the company?
So I recommend, so we did change our company name from Globex Data to Sekur Private Data. The ticker in Canada is SKUR. In the US is SWISF, the same as the old one. You go to sekurprivatedata.com. So SEKURPRIVATEDATA.com. I should win the spelling bee contest for that one, but basically sekurprivatedata.com, or to go to sekur.com, SEKUR.com. If you have any questions for the stock and all that, is typically the corporate side. Anyway, so hopefully maybe you'll display it, but that's where you go. Contact us. We'll be happy to answer anything, and also take a look at Sekur because it's a product that you probably would use. You have the messenger where you can chat with someone who doesn't have the messenger. You have our email product, and we don't use big tech. We have our own infrastructure, and we just installed a whole bunch of machine, about $1 million worth of machine in Switzerland, and we're plugging our service one by one. By mid-June, our entire services will be migrated to the new machine, which are faster and more powerful. I just want to add that with our new machine, we can have probably a couple million messenger user and at least 200,000-300,000 email users. And of course, you add more, right? But the ROI is just astronomical. So we're very excited, money well spent. Our shareholders are happy. All the CapEx is kind of behind us. So we're excited. We're looking forward to the next coming months.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it, and exciting times ahead for you guys. So thanks a lot, Alain, and I look forward to having you back on. Best of luck.
Thanks, Aaron, and thank you everyone for watching us.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell a stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell a stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.